What's going on, people?
Thank you for tuning in to the Showtime and Kev podcast. I am Cory Showtime.
I'm Kevin Munroe.
And that is Drew Down with Can You Feel Me? Because we are grown-ass people in our 30s and 40s that remember when the Bay Area was slapping, son.
Yeah, I remember when
Nigga, that was middle school like a motherfucker right there. God
man,
damn.
I remember seeing rapping
Deep down and dirty early.
I remember seeing Rappin' Forte driving around Oakland in a van, playing Rappin' Forte with Rappin' Forte on the side of the van.
I opened for Rappin' Forte at Planet Gemini way back in like 2002.
Damn. Shout out to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I just came back from the Bay, KPOO 89.5, got the shirt on. I was up in Oakland for Afrotech. Afrotech 2019. I don't know if you can see this. You can't see it. You can't see it. Anyway, Afrotech 2019 is like
doing his best John Cena. You can't see this nerd badge, son.
Exactly. It's a conference where all black nerds get together and talk about technology and talk shit about our white coworkers. And then we do the electric slide. Like that's the whole conference.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was great, man. I mean, like so many like really smart black people out there, trying to start companies, trying to like, make moves and all that. And yeah, there was some honeys too. Like, I can't lie.
What's up? Get you them nerd girls, boy.
Well, I can't lie, dude. There was some real honeys that came to the booth. I was like, yo, my LinkedIn is my OkCupid right now.
Yo, that's how you.
My LinkedIn's on fire.
Time out. Like, first of all, you use your LinkedIn. Second of all, it's cracking to where your DMs in your LinkedIn is popping. Like, you are on some next level nerd shit.
Yep.
Where you're getting dates on LinkedIn. That is hilarious.
Hey, no doubt, man, no doubt. Like it was, and I met a couple Trinis too. So we hung with some Trinidadians, and that was fun. Shout out to Amazon.com for the free liquor. Y'all dope. Oh man,
Amazon.com. You guys are dope for that night, but I hate how you treat your employees.
Yeah.
At least until the drones get here. I'm looking forward to the drones actually, because at least they'll take the hourly.
Amazon is watching, by the way. They know. You're getting a lump of coal in your mail for Christmas.
Amazon is one of the products that we're actually projecting on right now.
Right? Yeah, for real. So yeah, watch your mouth, kid. No, but Amazon had a dope ass party, and a lot of Trinis there. We had a good time. So that's why we didn't have a show last week. But a lot of shit has happened.
Man.
Sorry.
Much.
We didn't even start with the intro.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. In order for us to actually start the show, Kevin, would you lead us with your island intro, please?
In the name of the one called Emperor Selassie, I conquering tribe of Judah, King of Kings on Santa Cruz Reggae Music Festival, where the rascals that go on up in this piece, Lord have mercy. Brakashak, book, yaga yaw.
Now we are live. Now we're going on. Hope y'all are enjoying the show so far on Facebook Live, on my page, on Kevin's page, on Instagram, and wherever else you can find us. Soon to be on YouTube and
And Spotify.
Apple Music and Spotify, yes,
and
indeed.
Spotify, yes.
Yes, this episode, well, we're already on both of those, all of those, but, this one will be too. Anyway,
Right.
yes. Shout out to our station manager, Paul, for hooking us up. The only real Clipper fan that's in the world. He's giving us some air right now because both of our black asses are melting. Both the chocolate is sliding off our face as we speak.
I'm used to the heat.
Your Clippers scored 150 points the other night, man. Jesus. Like, nobody played. Who were they playing? No Kawhi. Well, no Kawhi. So just Paul George. Boo. No, man. I don't know how you managed.
My God, who are they playing? Like themselves? Like what?
Atlanta. Okay, well that's why. Like Trae Young can only score so many points by himself. He's he's only so light skinned. Even Steph only gets about 40 shots a game.
I mean
that's why he broke his hand.
I mean, if you're gonna put your whole team on El DeBarge, this is what you get.
It really is.
Now, by the way, so shout out to Carmelo Anthony.
Yes, Melo has found some work, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Melo going to Rip City to the Trailblazers.
Yeah, I mean, they have no offense besides CJ McCollum and
Damian Lillard. Yeah,
Dame Dollar.
That's a lot right there. But yeah, they need something. They got Hassan Whiteside, and now they have Carmelo Anthony to come off the bench and shoot useless buckets.
I mean, they got the ghost of Paul Gasol too. questions. I don't even know why he's
The
still
Laker
playing.
in me hates you for even saying
The
that.
ghost of Pau Gasol, dog.
It is the ghost.
Like, what is he even doing there?
Pau Gasol of Christmas Past. Like, it is all bad.
Exactly. Like they run through him like a hologram. Like he's not a human anymore.
That's sad. That's really sad.
and
His
Rob-
brother just got a title too. I'm happy for him.
Oh,
Happy
yeah,
for
yeah.
the Gasol brothers finally being champions. The Manning brothers of the NBA.
Right. You know, shout out to Canada, Kat, if you're on here. You know, I'll give you some props for that.
Oh, and if you are in Canada watching us right now, we are sitting here sweating in the studio because it is hot in here, but it's also 90 degrees outside. You know, because you know those vicious LA winters.
The Santa Ana winds are coming in and killing us.
Yeah, ripping us down.
Now, I mean, here's my thing about Melo. I mean, remember when Scottie Pippen went to the Blazers after the Bulls? Like maybe you know Melo could pull that off.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
Jailblazers. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, them dudes they didn't give. But it's Portland. There's nothing else to do out there.
Yeah,
man.
but get high.
There's more strip clubs in Portland than any other like city in the world. Like it's serious. Like that's a
Strip clubs and donut shops. That's what they got.
there's nothing popping there, man.
Yeah, I understand.
All right, but let's move on, man. Because I mean, there's a lot.
Let's
of
talk
shit
about
happening.
something more that's gonna make me happy and make
Oh.
you sad.
No. I want to say one last thing about Afrotech before we move on.
Okay, now.
I was in the hotel and I walk in there and the white dude at the counter was like, "Are you here for Afrotech?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Is that what I think it means?" I'm like, "I don't know what you think it means, dude."
What do you think it means?
I was like, "I don't even want to ask."
He's like, I bet you his next follow-up question, if there was no judgment, he'd be like, "Is Wakanda a real place?
for real though.
Is there really vibranium?"
Like he was shook. He's like, "Are all of y'all here for Afrotech? Are you building Wakanda?" That shit was funny.
He's like, "I'm terrified that there are this many smart Africans."
Right. and then the people behind me were Ethiopian and they're speaking their language. He's like, like, motherfucker, you live in Oakland. You should know better.
That's funny.
Anyway, all right. So let's go to whatever you were. Before.
Whatever I was gonna say. Yeah, we were talking about Melo, and like so far, with about 12 to 13 games into the season, the Lakers are in first place, and the Warriors are substantially further back. My, have the tables have turned.
We dead last, okay? We dead last in the West. Like we at the bottom. We booty bottom last.
Yeah.
2 and infinity.
Yep.
Like we
You got two though.
I mean, it is. I mean, come on, man. Like we look like we just decided to take a year off. Like
Yeah, this is y'all red shirt year. Just really like we've talked about this before. You know, go backpack across Europe. You know, go find yourself, write a book.
write some short stories. You
Yeah,
know,
like you need to you really just take some time to really find yourself as a team.
take
like,
some cooking classes.
Everybody's hurt.
I mean, come on. Now.
Clay's got the ankle or the knee. Steph's got his hand. Draymond's got his mind. Like everybody
Right.
is hurt.
And you know what? Even if I wasn't hurt, I'd be like, you know what? I just, you know, my pinky toe. I didn't cut my toenails. I can't play tonight.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm trying to procure some Laker tickets before they cost more than your firstborn child, because it is Showtime again.
Yeah, it's
LeBron James and Anthony Davis is as good as advertised. Kyle Kuzma is as good as is better than advertised.
right.
I'm a very happy man.
But you know what? But you know what? Despite I'm happy for the Lakers' success, but I wonder why doesn't anybody talk about the casualties of Lakers' success? Like all those people that got shipped off, like the Laker orphans. I call them Laker orphans.
You mean New Orleans?
Yeah,
Laker orphans, New Orleans. It's almost the same thing.
New Orleans and Cleveland.
Yeah.
Right, because remember it sent Larry Nance and
that's where his
Clarkson.
Larry
and then-
Nance is from there. He deserves to be back home.
Nah.
to get a
Nah. They sent him there like Kevin Love. It doesn't even want to play. You know, I mean, come on. Think of the Pelicans. I mean, come on, man. Think of the Laker orphans, man. Come on.
No.
The Laker
You
orphans.
should think of the Lake. No, I'm not going to think of the Lake.
Think about the children.
No.
Look what happened to
They're
them.
children. They'll be just fine. They're making millions of dollars in other places.
B.I.
Yeah.
Do you think B.I. wants to be in New Orleans?
No, because he's hurt. He wants to be someplace healthy.
I mean, that's not a dude that eats, okay? If he was
That's not a dude that eats. That's cold. Well, he can't. Now he has the chance, Kevin. You're looking at this all wrong.
he doesn't like to
There's
eat.
so much gumbo.
He doesn't like to eat. You don't send a
You
skinny
don't-
motherfucker that don't like to eat to New Orleans. Like,
Yeah, but he has a nose, so like whether you like to eat or not, you smell some shit, you are going to end up like Zion is going to be 300 pounds by the time he's actually able to get back on a basketball court.
Oh my God, Zion. I always tell people, Zion looks like a couch pole vaulting. Like that's
Damn.
Like if you
Pole vaulting couch.
Like,
What does that even mean?
That's
Kevin?
not gonna last long, man. Like he looks like he's throwing a couch off a balcony. Like that dude is not gonna last long. All right, look at Blake Griffin.
Time out. Hey, let's expand on that analogy. You said Zion Williamson looks like you're throwing a couch off a balcony.
What?
How, Sway?
Well, when he's landing, I mean, it's 300 pounds just going. He's just like, yo. Like, my knees hurt watching that shit, man. Like, that's not right.
Remind me to never ask you to help me move.
It's so bad. Like, Blake Griffin was the same way. He came in the league, 6'10", 265 pounds, killing people.
Zion does look like the dude from Class Act, that's for sure. He looks like Blade. Was it Blade Brown? No, it wasn't Blade Brown. It was like Munch or some shit like that. I forgot what his name was.
The point is, he's not. I mean, you can't keep doing that shit, man. I mean, he's gonna he's done. He's gonna fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Well, continuing on the sports wrap, but switching over to sports. If you were paying any attention to NFL on Thursday, shame on you. But we do it for the show, and to let you know just where we stand on the NFL here, we do it because we have a journalistic right to report to you guys the facts, but we watch it on stolen cable. Anyway, right. We're watching Thursday Night Football. There was a bit of an incident between the Browns and the Steelers.
And
in the very waning seconds of the game.
And it was hilarious because I've been watching football since I came to America.
It was hilarious. That's something that is a consensus.
I have never seen that shit ever happen ever.
I'm so glad you said that because I watched that, then I watched like Sports Center after, and then I woke up in the morning and watched like Stephen A. Smith yell about it for about 45 minutes.
Of course you would.
And this is the first time I've ever in my life seen grown men, like 300 pounds, tough guys that are strong, going, I have never,
right.
I have never in my life the nerve, the audacity of that man to throw a helmet.
Right.
Like you seen grown men acting appalled.
Right. Like, this is beyond the pale, Senator.
Offensive linemen were clutching their pearls like, ah!
Is there no dignity left? Like I just mauled somebody.
I do declare, Mr. Beauregard.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen people poked in the eyeballs, but nothing like this.
Yeah, but
so basically, Myles Garrett, the defensive end for Cleveland Browns, sacked the horrible quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers
again.
The dude, he was already having a bad game.
Yeah, to paint the picture real quick before you go on. Like this was the end of the game. The score was 21-7. The Browns were up, which is something you don't say very often. They were like Mason Rudolph threw 4 interceptions. And like I think he had a fumble too, and he'd been sacked 4 times, hit 10 times. He was having a bad night.
Yeah,
a very bad night.
Yeah, so
continue.
So it was
4 seconds left, by the way. 4 seconds left.
Yeah. So it was the end of the game. The game was already in hand, and he got sacked one more time, and he took umbrage to that.
Yeah.
And he attacked the undercarriage of Myles Garrett.
Attacked the undercarriage.
Now, as a man, if another man attacks your undercarriage,
indeed, sir,
the brakes come off.
Indeed.
So Myles
they're
Garrett,
beaten off. Indeed. Well, beaten off as well, sir.
So Myles Garrett took the helmet off of the quarterback and hit him in the head with the helmet.
which as a sentence is hilarious. He took his helmet off and hit him
with his own helmet.
Now, in the actuality of it, like the reason grown men were grabbing their pearls is because if you've never played football, I did. I played football in high school. A helmet is very heavy. It can kill you if you like. It's basically it's a hollow bowling ball.
Right.
If you was getting smacked in the head with that, like someone took a bowling ball and tried to knock that dude out. So Myles Garrett has been suspended for the rest of the season.
Forever. Basically.
Indefinitely.
Forever?
And the funny thing is, he said he has been suspended for the rest of this season and the playoffs. And like
Cleveland's gonna make the playoffs.
Exactly.
Okay. What are y'all talking about?
Yeah, like that's a funny idea. But
But that moment, seeing him getting smacked with the helmet, I was like, I have never seen that shit before. That is hilarious.
Yeah, that is a brand new thing. That is a Sports Center highlight you are not going to see very often.
That's top 10. Like that makes him a legend.
Top 10 weirdest things we've seen on TV. Very much so.
I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Now here's where the issue is online. What Garrett did is pretty indefensible. The reasoning behind it, like I get it. I get why he did it. You know what I mean?
Attacking the undercarriage.
And there's a various other things he could have did that would have been very violent towards Mason Rudolph that would have been deemed very okay within the sport of football, which is a violent game. But the fact that he hit him with a helmet, that's unprecedented. That's very, very bad. He's suspended for the rest of the season. Marquise Pouncey, who did what an offensive lineman is supposed to do when you hit your quarterback with a helmet.
What, kick him in the head?
Yeah, try to beat the dog shit out of whoever did that to your quarterback. He didn't really have a plan at that point, but he came punching and kicking and tried to do what you got to do. He's got 3 games. That's understandable. The dude that pushed Mason Rudolph back down on the Browns, he got a game for doing that. Mason Rudolph didn't get anything. And here's the thing that bothers me about that. Mason Rudolph looks like, if you've seen him without his helmet on, which everybody did, he looks like the dude that kind of deserves getting hit in the head with a helmet. Like Mason Rudolph has a face that says, "My dad will sue you."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He looks like in his downtime he wears salmon shorts and goes to yacht clubs and just brags about how much money he didn't make.
Yeah. That's a guy. You play from the suburbs, and his dad drives him to practice.
If he didn't have football, he'd be okay. You know what I mean? Now Pablo Torre on I think it was on Twitter. He said the funniest thing I've seen about this so far was Myles Garrett failed to realize the difference between consensual and non-consensual brain damage.
Right.
During the game, you could if you smack heads, hey, no big deal. You hit each other with your helmet all the time. But if you take the helmet off and then hit him without the helmet on the part where the helmet would be, big problem.
Yeah. How is that a problem now? They could have done that during the game. It's just bizarre to me.
He was doing it, and my problem is just looking at this, it can be a racial thing. I get that, especially what I said about Mason Rudolph looks like Montana Max.
Right.
Remember from the Tiny Toon Adventures? He looks like Montana Max.
Right.
He just looks spoiled
like
as
a villain.
Fuck.
And in the press conference, he's like, "Oh, well,
he was indignant as all hell.
Yeah.
I want him to at least lose some money. You know what I mean? Or his dad to lose some money.
He should have been suspended.
Yeah.
Come on.
But he is technically the victim because he got hit in the head with a helmet. We all saw it.
Hey, Myles Garrett, if you're watching,
we get it.
You're a legend to me.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a legend.
I'm with you. You shouldn't have did that. But I understand. I totally get it. Just why, bro? And you guys were up 2 touchdowns. There was 4 seconds left. You guys already sacked the shit out of this dude through 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions. He had 5 turnovers. If he didn't hit him with a helmet, somebody else in Pittsburgh was going to shoot this dude in the parking lot. You know what I mean? But now you made him look like the victim.
Well,
he was he was playing shitty. If you would just not personal foul the dude, everything would, or if you'd have personal fouled him and just walked away, everything would have been fine. And I get that you try to pull your helmet off and kick you in the nuts. That's because you're kicking the shit out of him.
Well, I mean, look, it's football players. They're not exactly known for thinking far ahead, okay? So, I mean, they're not exactly
angry at how accurate that is.
They're not exactly they're not exactly planners, okay? These are not the people that build bridges, okay? Their next thought is, how do I...
Well, Myles Garrett burned his, and that's my only issue. And what's frustrating is Cleveland had an outside chance at the playoffs because Myles Garrett had been playing out of his goddamn mind this season.
Yeah, he was disrupting all the plays. And
he's got way more sacks, actually, at this point than Aaron Donald.
Well,
who is, if you haven't seen football, Aaron Donald is if the Hulk or the Thing played football.
Yeah, I mean, or more what's that character? I can't remember his name. But yeah, Hulk or the Thing. He just showed
Colossus, Beast, somebody very strong.
They put
Luke Cage.
They put two people on him, and he just runs people over. So
and there's no side. He's unblockable. All right, moving on.
And by the way, I just want to say about Luke Cage, just a really fucked up character to have, like a black dude that can't be shot. Like, why would you even like?
That's
put
not
that
a
out
fucked
there?
up. That's the most realistic power we need.
No,
We
I'm
need
saying-
somebody that we need a black guy that can't be shot, has infinite money, and like can't be hurt by the system. That would be the best thing that we could get. If Luke Cage had Batman's money,
I disagree. I don't want to put that on.
which is
universe.
no, that's Black Panther.
I don't want to. I don't want to put that on.
Luke
universe.
Cage with Batman's money. That's Black Panther. That's the elevator pitch to Black Panther.
No, he looks like a regular ass dude with a hoodie on, and the cops are like, "Oh, well, maybe he's Luke Cage," you know, and that's why
Yeah.
people get shot.
All right. Still on this topic of sports, my boy Colin Kaepernick, the reason why we were all supposed to not be watching football, had a workout today or yesterday,
Yep.
which was in itself kind of shady because everybody's playing today, and they wanted all their players, all the coaches and scouts to get down to Atlanta. Yesterday, and so he had a workout, and I've seen a number of differing stories. There's people saying that Colin Kaepernick's arm still looks elite, and there's people saying that he wasted his shot by not showing up. And I'm like, how do you have those two stories if that's what?
I think it's a setup, man. I mean, first of all, they do.
Of course, it's a setup.
They do it on Saturday, not a Tuesday when all the scouts are around.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, I mean, come on, man. Like they're gonna set you. I mean, remember in Goodfellas? Remember that scene where like Joe Pesci shows up because he thought he was getting made?
Yeah.
You remember that? And he walks in the room and he's like, "Well, where is everybody?" That's what that is. That's
That's the scene right before Robert De Niro beats the shit out of
the
the
phone.
booth.
Yeah, the phone booth. He's like, "Oh, my boy got murdered." This is a setup.
I understand his
They-
pain at that point.
They're absolutely just doing this to set him up because what they're gonna do is say, "Well, he didn't look good enough, and we can't have him." By the way,
But he did look good enough, though. Like, that's where it's already backfiring. Like, the people they sent down there on the setup, they're like, dude, he could still, like... Nathan Peterman has a job, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Nathan Peterman. I have less interceptions than Nathan Peterman.
yeah, but you're not a quarterback.
If I played and just got sacked 5 times and then got subbed out, I would still have a higher QBR lifetime than Nathan fucking Peterman.
Yeah, it's a setup, and this is the thing that people you need to understand. I mean, the NFL did not have black players until the 1960s, so it's not as if like talent gets you anywhere.
Yeah.
If they don't like you, they'll
that's
find
also-
an excuse.
That's also funny. Like, other people are saying, like, you mean to tell me this league that, already banned this guy for kneeling on the fact that, people are being killed for being brown by police in this country? You mean to tell me that they're setting him up and you can't believe that? Yeah, I get it. And he's going through with it.
True.
And that's why he's going through with it, because at least then he can be like, look, I've been training for 3 years. At least now you can see that I have been training for 3 years and I've been bullshitting you. I've also kept up my end of the bargain with all the philanthropy and the shit that I stand for now. Like, why don't you believe me? You guys keep believing the league, but you don't believe me.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just how it goes, man. Look, if that nigga kneels to tie his shoe, they're gonna cut it. Like, you better not tie your shoe.
That's very true. They're gonna sub him out of the game and put in the backup quarterback to kneel out the clock.
It's like, oh yeah, we're done with the game. Okay.
The's no he's not even gonna
victory stance. Nope.
he's
nope,
not even
nope,
gonna
nope.
hold for the kicker. Anything involving knees, Colin Kaepernick, unless it's to chest while he's running away from the defensive end.
Yeah, no.
But I ultimately think, like, I'm positive that Colin Kaepernick's gonna get a job. Like, even through the setup, I still think he's gonna, or at least an offer. Like, whether or not he ends up playing for a team, I think someone's gonna offer him, for the simple fact that if you look at the landscape of the league right now, you kind of have to offer this guy a job.
Well, I mean, but
Look around, like,
But okay, here's the
Here,
problem.
just-
Here's the problem, though. It's a Trump supporting like fans are gonna be like, oh, we don't want him here. So I mean,
Yeah.
So you have to deal with that.
yeah, but you got to deal with a lot of other things you don't like about football too. You know what I mean? Like, Eric Reed's still in the league. Nobody said anything about him because he's not as marquee. He's a defensive player, so it doesn't take up as much news space. But like, if Colin Kaepernick's there, people are gonna have like the Cowboys fans are saying, like, if he signs him, which isn't gonna happen. Like, I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones is all but on the record that he's not gonna sign him.
Yeah,
But like, if the Cowboys sign him, they're saying they're gonna boycott, which is a win-win for everybody. You know what I'm saying? The Cap gets a job, and there's less Cowboy fans on the planet. Hallelujah. Yes, that would be great. Nobody likes you. But as far as I think he's.
Cowboys like that.
I'm like, I can just think of a random team out there like Tampa Bay, right? They're in the South. I'm sure they're probably conservative, but that's one of those who gives a shit type cities. Not saying, no offense to anybody in Tampa Bay, but compared to like the major, when you think of like major American cities, that's not on the top 10 list.
Yeah, no. I mean,
so
them or Miami.
Tampa
Like,
Bay,
I think,
Jacksonville, like that's one of those type of places. Like, okay, no big deal. Nobody's really gonna notice, right? And you got like Jameis Winston who turns the ball over 7 fucking times a game. Colin Kaepernick played on the Niners when they were 2-14 and only threw 4 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is qualified, but the problem is that he has to. When you're playing for a team, you have to travel to other cities.
Yeah,
and other cities are going to be like, super mad at you. So,
and that's an advantage. Run the ball, then run a bunch of options. Then you give that team the option to knock Colin Kaepernick the fuck out while he hands the ball off to the running back and scores a touchdown.
Yeah, I can see that working. But somebody has to just stand up and be like, we stand behind the guy. And I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I think he's going to be reverse Kurt Warner. He's going to be bagging groceries. That's how that is.
Well, he's already Nike's spokesman. He's not bagging shit. If he's going to be bagging anything, it's shoes at a Foot Locker.
I don't know, man.
Third hand by being the spokesman.
I don't know, man. Like maybe XFL will pick him up. He'll play for the Farrakhan's. I don't know.
Wow.
Like,
Where are the Farrakhan's located? I'm curious. Now that you done brought that up, I'm not even gonna address that bullshit. Where are what city do the Farrakhan's play in?
New York, of course.
The New York Farrakhan's.
New York Farrakhan's, man.
No, that doesn't even make sense. You got to be like the Harlem Farrakhan's or some shit. Like that doesn't. No.
Oh, you gotta keep it regional like that. Yeah.
No, I want to be. I want real
the Harlem Farrakhan's.
The Harlem Farrakhan's.
Yeah.
Bow ties and everything. Is that their logo? The bow ties with the Farrakhan's in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much.
The hotel,
the first game's against the White Devils.
Their abbreviations is HTEP.
Okay, so can we get up a sport?
I just want to go on the record that you're a terrible person.
Cap is not getting signed for a team. That's my.
Okay, that's your opinion. I'll bet you a dinner sometime that he does.
Okay, all right, you heard it here. Yeah. Okay, when it gets resolved, all right, boom.
There we go.
Cap is not getting signed to a team. He's gonna go back to shelving groceries.
When was he shelving groceries? Even if he here's another funny thing. Back when he was in the NCAA playing for Reno, if he got a job shelving groceries, that would have been a violation of his fucking scholarship. Right. When was that true? Explain this to me, Kevin.
I'm just using white mythology on
you piece of shit.
White mythology.
Shout out to Kurt Warner for actually bagging groceries and being the basis for the replacements.
Oh man.
Hall of Fame, first ballot, sign that motherfucker. I hated the Rams when it was the greatest show on turf, but that dude deserves his.
I wonder if any of the women that were bagging groceries with him were like, "Hey, remember me?"
I'm pretty sure he married one of them. You know who Kurt Warner is? Kurt Warner is Tim Tebow that can throw. He's very, very religious, but he's super cool. So
right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so
where do we want to move on from here, man? We got several things we can talk about.
Man, where were we? Well, I mean, a lot of stuff happened over the last 2 weeks while I was at Afrotech, networking and all that. So apparently, we have an impeachment hearing now.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
I've been so numb to being just black in America. I don't expect anything to change.
No, I mean it's real though, because people are calling him out and they're like, yeah, he did that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so ridiculous. Like even Giuliani is like, I'm not worried, but I got insurance. So Giuliani's
how the fuck are you not worried, bro? You've been on TV lying for the last 3 years, and you ain't worried.
Like everybody around you is getting arrested.
Speaking of which, the latest person going to jail, somebody that I saw a very interesting documentary on Netflix about. Roger Stone has just been indicted on found guilty on all 7 counts. He is in jail. Like real, oh, you going to jail? You busted, bruh. You can appeal all 7 counts if you want to. You in jail with the Richard Nixon tramp stab right between your shoulder blades, player.
I don't know how that's gonna play out in jail, my dude. I don't know how that's gonna play out. I mean, I'm just.
I know how it's gonna play out, and I'm hoping that he has some kind of lubrication.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
I used to watch Oz, and HBO is good for terrifying people. For that was my scare straight. I know it was fake, but that the shit that went down in Oz was I'm never, whatever I do, I'm never getting caught.
Right. Yeah, you better drive to Canada or do whatever the fuck you need to do.
Yeah, Panama, whatever the fuck. I'm out.
Oz was terrifying.
It was, because people was getting fucked in the butt and stabbed to death and all kinds of horrible... Like, getting killed was, like, third on the list of worst things that could happen to you in Oz.
Right. No, I mean, it was pretty...
Maybe
pretty ridiculous.
fourth. Maybe fourth. There was so much other shit. Like, getting like, buried inside the building. Getting buried alive in the wall was pretty bad, too.
Whoever that black dude was with the little beanie on top of his head.
Out of BC.
That was just scary to me. I'm like, I'd never want to be around
that
a dude
character
like that.
was the most terrifying person on the planet.
I don't ever want to be around somebody like that.
Oh my God.
But here's the point, man. Like, Trump has like the worst luck in the world because everybody around him is getting
Worse
put in
luck.
prison. Because
Worse luck. This motherfucker.
What's the chances that all your friends are crooks and going to prison?
And how is that bad luck? Like,
It's bad luck.
If all your friends go to prison but you don't,
I mean, I just
everyone is fallen. Like, if this was Goodfellas, everyone is fallen but Paulie.
right.
Everybody's locked up. Paulie right now has got to be like tiptoeing his way to the fucking airport because he's like, oh shit, what happened to George? Like, what happened to John? What was it? George? What was his name? Henry,
Yeah,
fucking Henry.
Yeah,
He's
Henry
like,
Hill,
hey,
yeah.
I gave Henry some money yesterday. This motherfucker ain't been back in the lab. Oh shit, get in the car. Woo, son of a bitch.
Right.
I knew it. I
Right.
fucking knew it. I should have killed him right then and there.
I mean, you have to have just terrible luck to just be like, all my friends are criminals. Like, how I mean, what's the chance?
But he had the best people. He was going to drain the swamp. But this motherfucker is Swamp Thing because everything he touches turns to swamp.
I mean, can you imagine that?
Turns to swamp. Everything he touches was swamp before, and now we're like, oh, look, now they're famous swamp because we didn't know who they were before. And now we have a Kellyanne Conway. We have a Roger Stone. We have a Cohen, whatever the fuck his name was.
I mean, can you imagine?
Giuliani went from being the fucking mayor of the savior of New York to the dumbest motherfucking lawyer we've ever seen in our lives.
Yeah, you know, people go out to seed, man. That happens.
America, the reality show, is in its third season, and I want to cancel my subscription.
Sorry, man, you're in it.
Disney Plus is so much better than this.
I mean, can you imagine if you were kicking it with me and like all my friends were like gangsters and like everybody going to jail, and I'm like, hey man, you want to come to the club with me?
No. I mean, I'd one. Do you have an extra Teflon vest? Or do you know John Wick? Because otherwise, no.
I had a partner in San Diego like that, and he's like, yo, man, you want to go downtown? Yeah, let's go. And he comes in the car, and he's like, he pulls out this like Glock 40. I'm like, what you got a Glock for? He's like, and he says, and I quote, sometimes niggas got to spark up the block.
Wow. Time out, Kevin.
I was like, what? Like, yeah, you know. Sometimes niggas got to spark up the block. Like, nah, don't. You don't have to do that. I'm like, I'll take a taxi downtown. I'll meet you
Kevin,
there.
I need to point something out, and I'm going to try not to offend you because I mean this in the absolute most complimentary way.
What?
This is how I know you're black in color, but you're not African American, because the way you were like, sometimes niggas have to. What'd you say? Spark up the block? Sometimes niggas have to spark up the block. Like,
Spark up the block.
There was no accent in that one.
But that's what he said. I'm like,
yo, sometimes niggas got to spark up the block.
Gotta spark up the block? Like, what? Like, no, you don't do that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, we don't need a
There's
gun.
Some white kid on my friends list. I'm like, sometimes niggas got to spark up the block.
No.
And he's going to get punched in the throat, but he heard it here. He heard it here, Kevin.
I mean, I was like, I'm getting out. I am getting out of this Kia. Okay. I'm going to take a taxi downtown. I will meet you there.
You didn't need to say Kia for this story, but I'm so glad you did. This was a very Honda Civic, Toyota Camry, Kia Sorento story.
Yeah, hold up. I got to get my piece, dog. I'm like, what? So I mean, this is.
Oh my god.
But this is the whole thing with Trump. It's like he's surrounded by people like this, like you know, and I've been around
the rich
people
version
like that.
of the Kia Sorento, Toyota Camry. Hey, sometimes niggas got to spark up the block, son.
Spark up the block.
Wow.
So I mean, he's surrounded by these horrible people, like all these criminals, and they're all like going to jail. And people are like, well, I don't know, like he's just unlucky. It's like, no, he's part of this
How
shit.
the fuck is he unlucky? This dude has failed upward for the last 45 years. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get the unlucky part of this, dude. Like, he started with billions of dollars. He's lost billions of dollars. He still has billions of dollars. He's fucked over millions of people, and he's president.
Right.
What bad luck is in that?
Yeah, that's falling ass backwards into shit, man.
His bad luck is amazing.
Man. I mean, I was watching the first day of the impeachment.
It's like he got injected with like the blood of a black cat with like crossed with a fucking horseshoe and a rabbit's foot. It's like the best bad luck you could have.
Yeah, it's incredible, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry.
I was just saying, like, I was watching the impeachment testimony, and it was just like, the defense was so bad. I'm not a lawyer. Like, I watch Law and Order. That's all I know.
Dun, dun.
But yeah, but I mean, here's some of the shit they said. They were like, so imagine if it was like a bank robbery. Like this is the shit they said. They were like, oh, we tried to rob the bank, but we didn't get any money, so it's not a crime. And then they're like, oh, the bank didn't know we were robbing it, so there's no harm, right? Then they said, we rob banks all the time. Everybody robs banks, right? And then they were like, well, where's the whistleblower? Like, if we can't talk to the guy that called the police on us, all that police footage of us robbing the bank is worthless. And then the last piece was like, yeah, we knew a dude named Larry that robbed a bank back in 2014. Why aren't we talking about Larry? What's up with Larry? I mean, like, these are literally the defenses they put up there. It's fucking ridiculous.
I've seen this in countless memes online, and this basically goes to the effect of like when you have people that are there testifying, saying that we saw a thing, and that you have 12 people that you specifically blocked from testifying that you have a thing that would actually keep you innocent if they did speak, you're guilty.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wrap. I mean, there's nothing really to defend here. But the problem is, and this is the theory I have, it's like, okay, if you believe that America is a white country and white people make the laws, then they're free to ignore the laws, right? And that's
Kinda.
And this is kind of what's happening right now. Like, we reserve the right to ignore all the shit we said that we believe in.
Pretty much.
I mean,
You're surprised? I mean, like, we're surprised that this is actually happening to where it's spelled out, pretty much spelled out, but we're not surprised that this is what it is. Like, everybody knows this is how it's been, but it's weird that, like, this unspoken thing is spoken.
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing it out in the open now. Like, we as white people make the laws, and we reserve the right to ignore them when it's inconvenient for us.
If you're rich and you're white and you're male, that's how it has always been.
Yeah, I mean, it's bizarre.
That's how Trump exists. Like, why does he still exist? For the simple fact that he can't be stopped because he's so rich and so white and so male.
Yeah, I mean, like, in the middle of the trial, like, he's tweeting shit, and they're like, that's witness intimidation. That's a crime. Like, they're listing the crimes he's committing in real time.
And you know what's funny? Like, not to cut you off. Like, they're listing the crimes he's committing in real time, and they're locking up people that are for those crimes. Like, witness intimidation is one of the things they lock Roger Stone up for.
Right.
Like, he's done all the things they're accusing him of, but it seems to be like the only thing that's keeping him from being in trouble is the fact that he literally has an infallible position. So, yeah, exactly what you said. Like, we're white, but we make the laws, but we reserve the right to not follow them because reasons.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about marijuana laws, for example, like, it was written, the guy who wrote the marijuana laws in the 1920s was like, marijuana is being consumed mostly by Filipinos and Mexicans and Negroes, and they're using it to seduce white women, and therefore it's a problem. Like, that's literally like the statute that made marijuana illegal.
That's also not wrong.
It's actually kind of true, too, though. I mean, I mean,
I'm not siding with him in any way, shape, or form, but that does happen.
He wasn't wrong about
It's
it.
not because we're black. It's because marijuana is an awesome drug and everybody should have some.
So he was.
It's not specifically white women. Smoke some weed and hang out with your friends. You'll probably fuck each other.
Yeah.
Or not. You'll probably just have fun, smoking weed, watching TV, and eating snacks.
Right. So he wasn't wrong about that. So the point is that a white man decided that marijuana should be illegal, and now in 2018, 2019, they're suddenly deciding, well, it should be legal again.
Yeah.
Right.
Because of what I just said.
But you're absolutely right, though. Homeboy was not right. In the 1930s, you go to a jazz club, it was.
Hey, would you like to smoke some grass with me out back?
Hey, all right, Daddy-O.
Ski up.
Absolutely.
Oh, we are
So-
silly as shit off of one beer. That's hilarious. Can
So,
I get
yeah.
another one, by the way, if you have one?
Yeah, I might have some more. So here. So anyway, so the way this is going, he's obviously going to be impeached. I mean, there's no way around that.
No, he's like, there's no obviously. Like, I bet people the other day, like, I was like, you know what? $100 says that, and anybody listening right now can take me up on this. $100 says that Trump doesn't get impeached. And the reason I'm saying that is I hope that I'm wrong, but if I am right, I might as well have some booze money to, like, tide me over through this whole thing. So take me up on this offer. $200, I'll buy the first round.
Okay, I'll take you up on. But you understand the difference between impeachment and removal, right?
No, I mean removal. I mean, like, nothing is going to change.
Okay, he will be.
Oh, he will be impeached. I'll,
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, but he will
I'm
not be
saying
removed.
like nothing's going to happen. Like no, like he's gonna take a knee and ride out and run out the clock on his presidency. At least this time, he might get reelected, but I'm certain he's gonna get through. Like he's gonna take a knee all the way to the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is definitely.
Or here's another thing: he might just eat too much KFC and die of natural causes. That's also an option. He's like 76. He's lied on all his medical reports. Maybe he's sicker than he's letting on.
Yeah, I think he's one Popeye's chicken sandwich away from calling.
No, let's be real, Kevin. One Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. He's not going to Popeyes.
Forgot about. You think
He's not sending anyone to Popeyes for.
You think he wouldn't? You think he wouldn't?
I'm certain he would.
No, what are you talking about? I mean,
He's
come
like,
on.
black people are eating all the chicken. I want to go to where the white people eat the chicken that are my base.
No,
They're not there on Sundays, but they're going to open just for me.
Nope. Look, Strom Thurmond was a segregationist, and he had a black
With
daughter.
the Samoan sauce.
Okay, Strom Thurmond had a black daughter. Okay, so I don't care how you feel about it. He's gonna
That's
eat some
hilarious.
Popeye's chicken. He's gonna go there. That's gonna happen.
I don't disagree. I just don't
I
see
mean,
it happening.
I feel like that would be like poetic justice if he dies after eating a Popeye's hot chicken sandwich.
That would be funny. That would be hilarious. No, if anything that's going, like, we know the sandwich isn't going to kill him. If anything, we all know the biscuit will be what kills him. He will strangle. If he has Popeye's chicken biscuit without any water present. We can only hope. Anyway,
Okay, hold on. Have you had the Popeye's chicken sandwich?
no, I haven't.
Have you tried to get the Popeye's chicken sandwich?
No, I haven't. Because, like, Kevin,
I mean, it would be-
as much as I
feel-
let on, I try to avoid impending conflict.
Well, you
I don't
think-
want to be in.
you
I don't
would-
want to go like as a
gonna fight in
comedian.
the parking lot?
As a comedian, I want to go viral. I want to be famous, but I don't want to be famous for getting like fighting or getting fucked up over a fucking chicken sandwich. Like that's what you're going to go down in history for. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a
like
bad look.
I saw a video like a couple weeks ago of a dude giving an old white woman the coldest belly to back suplex in the parking lot I've ever seen, to where you can almost hear her hip slide out of place when she hits the ground, and she deserved it. But he shouldn't have did that. Like that was as bad as Myles Garrett hitting somebody with the.
It's as bad as Myles
It's
Garrett.
like I understand completely, but you absolutely should not have done that.
Over a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
No, it was like because he was working there and she called him a nigger or something like that. So he's shut pow. Shout out to Tony Berger. That'd be a nice Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like I get it, but like I totally get it, but no, bro, like that's why you're in jail.
Yeah, you
You
can't.
slammed a white woman in America. That's not gonna go well for you.
Yeah, you can't give white
On
people
camera.
suplexes. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not a thing.
I'm sure she called you that. I understand. Don't do it on camera.
I mean that's a rule of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like they never catch the first person; they always catch like the retaliation.
Exactly.
The refs always catch
They
the
always
retaliation.
catch the second dude.
Yeah,
Which
so-
is another reason I'm like, you're up by 2 touchdowns, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, the Myles Garrett. You should know that by
They
now.
always catch the second one.
I mean, that's the second coldest. The coldest shit I've ever seen is when that dude took his shoes off and threw them at George Bush.
That was somebody that was literally ride or die. And I'm pretty sure he did.
When a motherfucker throws his shoes at you,
I'm 90% sure that dude is no longer.
no, he's probably dead. He's probably dead.
Yeah, like they killed Bin Laden and Hussein.
And-
The shoe dude is gone as fuck.
Yeah, he got disintegrated like right afterwards.
Like his Facebook post, like his Facebook thing don't exist no more. Like his family don't know where he. Like they flashy thing him like Men in Black. Like he's completely gone.
I want to say shout out to a bunch of people that came on and watched the show. Scott Bloom, Duat Mai, Nissa Tan, Nissa!
Shout out to Dwight, my homie from San Francisco. Bay
Nissa
Area
from
Comedy
Walnut
Hall.
Creek.
Also, I wanna
Douglas Priox, Mateen, of course. Best pool parties in LA. Shout out
Yes,
to
sir.
you. My girl Ange.
Shout out to my homie Phil, going by Paris Philemon Israel because he is just way more enlightened than me with his third eye and everything. My boy Harold, Reggie Matthews, Underground Celebrities, and Carl Lee, homie out there in Oregon. Stay away from those white women. No, you have as many as you want, my friend. But just watch out for their family. Last thing I want to talk about that's been taking over the internets. Can you believe all these grown ass men like this just got, Disney Plus watching that like shit like fucking like all these cartoons like Goof Troop and Darkwing Duck and DuckTales.
Hell yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah,
You know-
these
you know what?
punk ass bitches.
You know why?
And
you know why? Because Netflix is like it's bootleg as shit right now.
Yeah, and I was saying
every time I try to get a movie on Netflix, it's always like perhaps you could.
Yeah, like
uncomfortable
yeah,
with this.
and
like,
Disney scooped up
bootleg-
all that shit, and I'm bitches. I was making all that up to say that I spent my $7 to get Disney Plus.
Oh, you
and
got Disney Plus?
I am absolutely happy as fuck.
Are you
with it.
watching DuckTales, motherfucker?
I have watched the X-Men cartoons and The Mandalorian. And that shit is exquisite. It is amazing. It is beautiful. It's wonderful. It is worth the $7. If you spend $12, you get ESPN Plus and Hulu, so fucks with it. I don't care if Disney is like, I said some bad shit about Amazon. I'm not going to down talk Disney. I know they might be racist and whatnot, but they own Marvel, so they have my soul. I love Marvel cartoons and comics, and I almost got DC because of their cartoons. I'm a nerd.
I tried not to. I was like, I'm not getting it because I'm not going to sit around and watch every single movie I've ever wanted to watch in my life ever.
But they have them. They have if you have Hulu, if you have Netflix, and you have Disney Plus, you don't need cable. You good.
I just feel like it's like a capitulation. Like I've
I
given
watched
up.
Spider-Man for 4 hours.
I know I would do the same thing too. That's why I'm like I don't want to do it. That's why I'm like I don't want to do because I will watch all the Marvel movies. I'll watch all of them. I'll watch DuckTales. I will watch like all that shit.
Right?
Like no, I can't do it, dude.
They have
I
in-game
can't-
in 4K.
I can't.
Oh, it's literally brought a tear to my eye. It was so crisp and beautiful on my screen.
I can't. No.
It's clearer than a Blu-ray.
I mean, I can't do it. Like I know, like the floodgates will open. I'll watch. Like,
You know what's funny,
12
though?
hours of Star Wars.
You know what's funny? Like when Disney Plus dropped the initial first day, like there was a lot of shit that wasn't working correctly because they couldn't quite handle the bandwidth. They didn't think they'd get 10 million subscribers in one day. And I was like, you bought Marvel
You have everything.
and Star
You
Wars.
have everything we want.
And The Simpsons.
You have everything we want.
Those 3 things is every human being on the planet.
Like I'm
Like you watch one of those 3 franchises for something. And if you don't, you're weird. If you don't watch Marvel, The Simpsons, or Star Wars, the fuck is wrong with you?
I can't. I mean, I'm just being a contrarian.
Paul, you
right
like
now.
at least 2 out of those 3, right? Exactly, because you're a normal human being.
I'm just being a contrarian. I'm just being a contrarian right now. Like I just don't want to give them that power.
I understand.
I don't want to give them that power.
I completely understand that. I'm telling you to stop fighting it. Skynet is real. Just like Facebook owns all of our lives, and we know this, but we can't get away from it. I'm broadcasting on the fucking thing right now.
Jesus Christ. and look, ladies. If a man tells you, remember Netflix and chill. Remember Netflix and chill. If a dude says he wants to Disney Plus and chill. There's nothing happening that night. Okay.
My new term is Disney Plus and bust.
No. Disney Plus and bust is not a thing. No, absolutely not. Disney Plus and chill is about arguing about Star Wars. That's all it is.
Yeah, but Disney Plus and bust is just having Goof Troop in the background while you try to hit it from the back.
No!
Darkwing Duck.
No! You can't be having sex to Darkwing Duck, dude.
Yes, you can.
No!
I fucked the Bob the Builder before, bro. Like, I don't care. You just need background noise to drown out the sound. Something to just throw off the rhythm so you can't hear that. Like, you just need something to drown out that fucking
No. You can't be fucking to Disney Plus, okay? You can't. There's something wrong with that.
I was watching Mighty Ducks, the first Mighty Ducks. Oh my God, man! Disney owns your childhood. I just hope you know that. Like, they own your childhood and they own your children's childhood in perpetuity. So just deal with that.
Disney Plus and bus.
Yeah. They have every Simpsons. They have every Simpsons episode, but the Michael Jackson one. Surprisingly.
Yeah, well,
because that's where Disney draws the fucking line.
Yeah, but Sony has a thing about that.
Oh, that's another thing. People are finding out just how racist Disney used to be. You know, like how bad their Disney has been making animated features since 1918.
Right. I mean, so those crows.
Disney has been making.
Since vaudeville.
They've been making cartoons since we've known how to capture light.
Right.
Okay.
So there's gonna be a lot of vaudeville shit in there.
Yeah. There's a lot of mammy. Like, there's a lot of racist. There's a lot of slave characters in Disney. So deal with that. Yeah. But you know what's funny though? Like, there's.
But here's the thing. I don't think they should block any of that.
They don't.
But they
have the little
notice, like, oh, yeah. By the way,
this is some racist shit we did 75 75 years ago. Sorry. No, but like, the funny thing is though, a lot of that racist shit kind of made a lot of that shit better. I'm not advocating it all, but like, the crows were the best thing in Dumbo. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's true.
Dumbo was a shitty ass. Like, out of all the Disney movies, Dumbo was kind of meh. But the Crows was like the only, like, man, you can't fly. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, they didn't say that to Dumbo. But, you know, it's like, yeah, I see the horse fly. I see the dragon fly. But, like, yeah, that was literally tap dancing for Sambo. But, like, that was the only entertaining thing in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, vaudeville was, like, the best entertainment that existed at that time. Mm-hmm. You know, it just so happened that it, like, played on slave tropes. Yeah. You know, and of course, like, the talented 10 people hated that shit because they're like, we're business people, we're not out here tap dancing. Mm-hmm. But, you know, but it's entertaining, and I think that people need to understand their history, and this is American history. Well,
America's never really gonna get through its history until it actually has an honest conversation about what we've done to, like, everyone, and I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago. Like, that's a long. You got to get in line. That's a long conversation. There's a lot of conversations. This whole country is doing great, but is doing great on the fact that we subjugated a lot of people for the entirety of the time we've been here as a country. The entirety. It's still going on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really feel like hypocrisy is kind of built into the fabric of this country. I mean,
that's most countries too, so that's something else.
I mean, the all men are created equal thing, you know, starts off with people who are slave owners, right? So, I mean, I feel like culturally, like, it's really, like, baked in, you know. So when I argue with people, when I point out things like, well, if this is true, then why is this not true? And they just ignore it. It's like, oh, well, you're trained to ignore hypocrisy.
That's true.
You know,
that's the American way. Like, there's a lot of shit we just don't talk about, but it's an open secret.
Yeah. I mean, it's
we're slowly writing slavery out of the history books, and it's also frustrating to me. Like, I had this issue recently where, like, people were asking me if I wanted to go see Harriet. And I think we talked about this another show ago.
Yeah,
like
man.
where it was like, yeah, it was like I don't care about the whole issue between it being a British black actor. I'm tired of slave movies being our history. Like there's so much other shit that black people have done that I would like to see besides us just being
slave movies.
Yeah, like I've had enough of the whipping.
How about a slave comedy?
I'm
just saying, like, there's never been a slave comedy. I mean, maybe this should be, just for laughs.
Directed by Quentin Tarantino.
And he's just on there like, nigga. I'm done. Thank you very much. Like,
I kind of want to stab you with this pen, but that's not a horrible idea.
All great ideas feel horrible at first.
That is technically what Blazing Saddles is.
Right.
That shit was hilarious. So
how about we do a movie where it's like, let's make a slave movie and make it funny.
Yo, if you write that shit, you can find a production house that will actually shoot it, motherfucker. I'm there. I'll be there with the first thing smoking. There's no way in hell that's gonna happen.
But it'd be great. it would be great, like, to have like a behind the thing, so to see actors showing up, to be like, I'm here for the slave movie. What do you want me to do?
I'm here for the gangbang.
I'm here for the slave movies.
Oh my God, you're the worst.
I'm playing the role of Sophie.
I hate you. Yeah, that's basically an updated version of the Hollywood Shuffle.
So we're gonna do a slave movie comedy. It's coming out.
No, what do you mean? No. I said you got to get it done first, and then you can start broadcasting that shit on our podcast.
Okay, so it's a slave.
If the FBI wasn't watching, they definitely are now. Because fuck.
It's a slave comedy.
A slave comedy. Like you just said that like so many times to try and normalize it. You just keep saying it's a slave comedy. Set in 1863 on a plantation in Georgia. Dolomite was born.
Oh God! All right, we gotta get out of here, man.
We do, because you just pitched a slave comedy to the internet, and I want to stab you with a pin for the sake of my ancestors.
Well, how do you think I got here, man? Do you think I walked over here?
No, you swam.
Lord have mercy.
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Munroe, my good friend here, this intelligent, very genius man, is 6'5", and walls don't work. He's an immigrant too. And keep him out. Stop trying. Just stop. Stop fucking trying. Seriously, we're better. We're stronger together. Seriously. The whole point of this show is to point out all the bullshit that we have in this world, and we're just here to have fun and enjoy it and let you know we're all the same. You know what I mean? Like, he's a Warrior fan, I'm a Laker fan. Our guy over here, Paul, he's a Clippers fan. We somehow get along, even though we're all completely wrong. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I've never met a Clipper fan that wasn't an android or like just damaged.
You mean one of those bots that you need a captcha for?
Yeah, remember if you ever watched like the $6 Million Man that rip their faces off and it just be like, little machines inside there. Yeah, no.
Well, including Kawhi Leonard. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the ultimate android.
Yeah.
Like he plugs in like a USB fucking device.
He's been programmed to fucking take over.
He's a
device.
device.
And when he wins another championship, he's gonna kill John Connor.
Get in the chopper.
I'm just kidding. Please don't make another fucking Terminator movie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cory Showtime. This has been Kevin Munroe. Our station director, Paul, has been chuckling in the background. Thank you all for watching. Please don't take anything we say seriously and don't call the police because we want to live. Thank you so much. We'll be back next week about the same time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Color People.